Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to LEGO Garage. Today I've got a couple of TEMU cars here. I know that that's a bit strange, but I actually got this idea from a channel called Brick Score. I'll have them linked in the description. So we've got a bag from Blocks Brick. I will show on screen what this is meant to be. And then we've got another bag which is from, it seems like this company doesn't want to be known. So I will have this pop up right now. And it's made by, I guess, Anonymous. Off rip, I will say that between these two TEMU cars, this one looks a lot better. This is the typical TEMU packaging. This one's a bit more whatever. I don't know how many pieces are in each of these because they don't really say anything, but I do want to do this one first. The reason why I want to do this is because TEMU is well known for being a terrible website. Before TEMU, it was Wish, but TEMU obviously is much higher quality. So I thought that this would just be funny to see how these cars are, how they compare to what we have up here. One is a model that I have in 8 wide. I believe it may be the Mercedes-Benz Project 1, and then the other one I think is a Porsche 911 Turbo 3.0. I want to see how it compares. Am I so used to LEGO that anything else will be awful because LEGO is actually really good and we're all just kind of used to it? Or will this be a case of, well, it doesn't actually really matter who builds what, but LEGO is the originator, so, well, it's not really the originator. I don't know if you guys know, but if you know, you know. But because LEGO is the big brand that does these things, is that just why we gravitate towards it? I'm leaning more towards the latter. I'm also leaning a bit towards the prior as well, actually. But I feel like both can be true in this scenario. So let's just get started. 8. Oh man. And I complain about how many bags have come in the most recent Speed Champions. Not a great start. Well, this is not ideal. So yeah, I was correct. This is in fact the Mercedes-Benz Project 1. They don't tell you what bag to start with, so I'm assuming I just need to open them all up. Okay, I can already tell you, I hate this. These bags suck. These are not the premium quality that I'm used to. We've got a windshield just kind of placed in a bag. All right, now we have all the parts separated, and I guess it's time to just start the scavenger hunt. Okay, so for some reason, we're not even connecting anything right now. We're just putting them side by side, I guess, to lay some stability later. Oh, we're getting an axle. Oh, we're finally connecting some pieces. So these pieces don't really click together as well as Legos do. They're a bit mushy when you put them together, but that's okay. All right, so finally, after 15 minutes, we have the foundation of the car. With these non-Lego cars, they do not come with a chassis. With regular Lego, usually that is a Pro. Here, it was quite frustrating. Also, not having the pieces sorted individually, one by one bags. This is gonna take some time. I think the steering wheel got disconnected. The steering wheel is in 2 parts. In the instructions, it doesn't say that you have to put it together, so I think it just disassembled. All right, it looks like we may be doing a little bit of Technic building for that front bumper. You can see that there are some posts that maybe some C-hooks will just attach to. These 2 pieces do not go together. Oh, Jesus. This is like running a marathon. I don't want to do this at all, but it seems like something I should do. It seems like it would be good content, maybe. This feels like a never-ending Easter egg hunt. I'm just looking for parts that never stand out. Never seem... There it is. Man, this is like getting a hysterectomy. Only issue is I have no idea how it's like that at all. Okay, once again, it doesn't seem like it wants to go together. Yeah, it's not the best fit. This time was a little bit easier than last. They don't seem to like each other. Oh my god, I need a 1x1 flat. It doesn't exist. Oh, where is it? I just realized, obviously, because this isn't a LEGO licensed set, this doesn't come with a minifig, it's just the car. We created that little middle section between passenger and driver. I love how number 39 is just straight up not numbered. That was for you, Grandma. Dude, I look away from the page for 1 second, and I have no idea where I am. Now it appears that we're going to be putting in the rear wheel wells. Ugh. Yeah, those pieces don't connect very well at all. Now we're going to be adding some little side panels. The back is really starting to come together a bit more. Kind of see just like a typical Speed Champions car, the back half is pretty completed while the front half has a lot more left. Oh, now we're going to be adding the fat wing that goes in between the back side. The fin is completed. We're just going to insert this right into the back. Nice and clunky. So it looks to me like I have the incorrect color of corner pieces. I probably used the other one somewhere else just because on this paper the difference in color is not that obvious. I don't care that much. Now we have front fenders. Added some side mirrors. They're pretty ugly. That's what we love. So yeah, sure enough, those posts on the front are for some Technic build processes. We just have this front bumper looking thing. It's a portion of the front bumper. We're just gonna click that directly into place. Maybe. Hey, let's see if you can hear the satisfying snap. Where the f did this come from? All right, now we're just gonna be covering up that ugly front. It doesn't really, I understand how this works, but it doesn't do that. Does it need to be sitting lower? Okay, it just sits there. It doesn't. Okay. Adding more of the front. This is supposed to go like that. They don't really give you much direction. And because of that, I messed up. Car 1, done. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we get in this bag. We have all of the Lego pieces all together. This is a very tiny amount of parts. We do have the manual. It's got a flap folded. This has not been taken care of very well. The last one had somewhere around 100 and something steps. This one has 50. And this is in fact the 911 Turbo 3.0. Now we have those parts that the tires will just connect directly to. Now we've got the back axle as well. Once again, the steering wheel is in 2 parts, but in the instructions, it doesn't tell you to grab 2 different pieces and put them together. All right, now we're gonna be adding some wheel wells. Now it kind of looks like a spider or something. I don't know. Reminds me of an insect. Now we're adding some doors, I guess. All right, and I've just finished up the front bumper, or at least the bottom half of the front bumper. We've got some C-hooks on the bottom, and we've just got a post on the bottom of the interior of the front bumper, and we're just going to connect these together. Let's see how satisfying this one may be. Yeah, that's god-awful. That is the rear bumper completed, and these studs just connect to here. Everything actually has to connect, which sucks because these pieces don't like snapping together. Whew. I'm sure you could hear that. Very crunchy. Why is this on a hinge system? Should I point it the other way? When I try to put in the windshield, it only connects to one stud, right? But that one stud is on a hinge system facing inwards. So when I try to put the roof of the car on it, it wants to bow outwards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go against the manual, but I'm gonna face it the opposite direction because that is creating a whole lot of frustration. Okay, now I'm gonna be creating the tires, and for some reason the tires have an additional step that I've never seen before. So each tire has a total of 4 pieces. This really tiny piece goes into this small rubber wheel. That's gonna go inside of the tire, and then the spoke sits on top of the wheel. This is a mess. So now what we have here is the cars and what they are supposed to represent. So what you can see here is we have the not trademarked, not Lego Mercedes-Benz Project 1. I will say, for what it's worth, it looks like a Project 1. So Lego obviously did it better. I don't need to tell you in which ways, because you just look around the car, it couldn't be more evident. You look at the front and yeah, sure, there's stickers and printed pieces, but there's much more detail with Lego sets. This is not really all that great. I really do like that the Lego Speed Champions version was able to get this nice aggressive pointy wing, and then when you look at the TEMU version, there's no aggression there whatsoever. There's no detail. It just kind of lacks soul. It looks like a box. I don't know who made this. I don't want to be too harsh, because who knows? Maybe they love doing this. Maybe this isn't a cash grab at all. Maybe this is them genuinely being like, hey, I've got a love for this kind of stuff. I want to make it. And in that case, keep her going, you know? But that's it for the Mercedes-Benz Project 1. Oh, God, I forgot about this. The front of the hood does not connect to anything at all. There's no connection. You just lay it there, and if you just so happen to tilt it, well, there you go. That's the consequence of not having anything connecting. You would think it would, because there's little posts down there, and I do know that posts connect to 1x2 roundeds, but it doesn't reach far enough. I've tried moving the bottom of the front bumper down because it is on those posts, so you'd imagine that it would be able to slide down, but nothing. Oh, and then there's another really terrible part about this car. These little angled 1x2s, they're connected to one piece on each side, so they're very easy to take off on accident. So not a big fan of the Project 1. The 8 wide, there's also a problem with the manuals. The manuals are not set up in a great way. If you've ever put together the Speed Champions poly bags, you would recognize manuals that look just like this. I hate manuals just like this. With this, it's extremely easy to lose my place. With Lego Speed Champions cars, what they like to do is give you different colored pieces, so that way it's easier to differentiate what exactly you need in comparison to what you may need later. These cars don't have too much of that. Granted, there is that underneath all of the exterior brick. Yeah, there's colored pieces. There's just not enough. I will say that at least for the build process, while pretty lackluster for the most part, it was fine enough, I guess. I don't think I have many complaints. These tires on the 911 Turbo 3.0 are absolutely awful. I don't know who came up with the decision to make it so that there are 4 different parts to the tire. No, thank you. It doesn't make sense. What we have with the 911 Turbo 3.0 is we have the rim, we have what looks to be like an inner tube, we have the part that actually sits on the Technic piece to make it be able to roll, and then we also have the actual tire itself. 4 different parts to make up no. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Doesn't make sense. And it's probably not cheaper either, considering you're having to ship 4 individual parts for 4 parts. That's a total of 16 pieces for 4 tires. I don't understand that. The Project 1's tires are perfectly fine. This is something that I've never had to commentate on because it's never been an issue before. Just like every Speed Champions car that I have, the tires roll. Would you imagine that? With this car, that is the most TEMU thing that's ever happened. Look at that! It doesn't want to go. That's TEMU for you right there. This car... This car... Yeah, we're fine. It spins. Bro, TEMU, Jesus Christ. The Lego Speed Champions Porsche 911, they're incredible. These are perfect. Even for being 6 wides, I love my 911 Turbo 3.0s. The Mercedes Project 1 has always been one of my favorites. In 8 wide, I've always said it, it doesn't look quite like the Mercedes-Benz Project 1, but it still looks cool. The styling is nice. This one is not as much of an offender as the 911 Turbo 3.0. This one is fine. I do find those rear view mirrors to be a bit irritating. They're very clunky and ugly, and that is also how a lot of these parts feel when you put them together. There's no chassis, which you would expect that to be a positive. It is not in this case. No chassis on these cars quite sucks because at least with the 8 wide Mercedes-Benz Project 1, you line up a bunch of pieces, and then on step, like, I don't know, 10, you finally connect them together. That kind of sucks because you just have the pieces kind of moving around and stuff. With this car, no chassis, was handled pretty well. You actually do start connecting pieces off rip, which is nice. The quality difference is crazy, which is hilarious because you would think, because don't get me wrong, you're already doing something a little bit, I swear to God, if this piece falls off one more time. You're already doing something that's a little bit sketchy, so why not just go all the way? Why don't you just copy it 1-to-1? Copy the manual. If you can get this far, just go all the way. So I'm thinking about maybe one day doing this again in the future. If I do, I would like to carry on a rating system. So I'm going to say that the wannabe Lego Speed Champions Mercedes-Benz Project 1 gets a 7 to an 8. We'll call it a 7.5. The wannabe Lego Speed Champions 911 Turbo 3.0 gets a 2 to a 3. And with that being said,
Daddy, can I have a Lego car one day?
well, I guess they're not that bad. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and make sure to subscribe to this guy. He's so cool. He's a fraud. He doesn't actually enjoy Lego. Okay, enough. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.